So today I'm going to show you how to make your own laundry detergent. I know there's plenty of tutorials about this out there on YouTube and on blogs, but I've been doing this for a little over a year now, and I've been learning some tips and tricks to make it a little bit simpler. It might involve a few more tools, but it really makes the job pretty simple and streamlined. So I have here laid out pretty much all of the ingredients and little tools that you'll need for this portion of the project. You'll need a little saucepan like this, a big bucket. You'll need some borax. This is washing soda by Arm & Hammer. And you'll need some containers to put the soap in. You can use old laundry detergent containers from a store-bought brand if you remember to save them. Or these I just got at Walmart. They're gallon sized. I think they might have been about $4 a piece, but I just keep reusing them, so it's definitely worth the money. Need a spoon. You'll need, this is called Fels Naphtha soap. You don't really need the knife besides to cut it into fourths, but each batch is going to take 1/4 of this bar, and a grater, and a liquid measuring cup. I don't know the exact prices of each one of these items, but I believe this is in the $2 to $3 range, and this is in the $2 to $3 range. And this I know for a fact is 97 cents. And this is going to make tons of laundry detergent with these two items. And then you need 1/4 of the bar for each 2 gallons you make of this Fels Naphtha, which is only 97 cents. Anyway, so it's really cost effective, and it's really nice and natural, and there's none of that added, dyes and scents and things like that. So we wash our 4-month-old son's clothes in this. It's also cloth diaper safe, which we use on our cloth diapers as well. So the first step for the laundry detergent is you're going to add 1 cup of hot water to our saucepan. So we have 1 cup of hot water here. And the next step is to take 1/4 of this bar, and we're going to grate it into our water. And this, I would say, is maybe like a medium to small grater. I wouldn't use a large one, and I definitely wouldn't go smaller than this. Okay, as you can see, I've got a little more than half of it grated up into our hot water. And at this point, I'm going to turn on the oven to kind of speed up the process, because I would say the longest part of this project is dissolving this soap in the hot water. So anything you can do to speed up this process is just going to make this so much easier and so much more worth your time and money. So we're going to put this on about medium heat and then grate up the rest of this soap. We have our whole 1/4 of the bar of Fels Naphtha soap grated up here in our hot water with the burner on about medium. Now we need to stir this until all that soap is dissolved. And it is going to get a little bit foamy on top, not much. Don't worry about that. And once it's all dissolved, then we can take it off of the heat. So you're going to want to stir this frequently or constantly. In the meantime, I'm going to take our big bucket, and to our large bucket we're going to add 10 cups of hot water. Alright, so we have 10 cups of hot water in our bucket. I'm going to stir our soap. You can still see the chunks in there, so we're definitely not ready yet. To our bucket of hot water, we're going to add 1/8 of a cup of borax, or 2 tablespoons, and 1/4 of a cup of washing soda, or 4 tablespoons. We have our washing soda and our borax added to the hot water in our bucket. And we'll stir this soap once again. I'm just going to rinse off this spoon and use the same one to stir our large bucket. Try to cut down on dirty dishes. Okay. And the first few times I made the detergent, I also used room temperature water for this portion, and I found that the borax and the washing soda didn't dissolve as nicely as when you use hot water. So that's just a little trick I learned on my own. Okay. We'll go back to this here. We'll stir that soap some more. And we're getting closer. It's really important that you wait until all these chunks are dissolved, or your detergent is going to come out with clumps in it. And that doesn't come out in these containers as well. And it just doesn't look as nice. Now, if you're impatient like I am and you find that there's this one big, stupid clump in here that doesn't want to melt, sometimes I'll just scoop it out and throw it in the sink. Because I am a little bit impatient. So. There. So it looks like we pretty much have everything melted in here. There's no more chunks left. So we're going to take Snap the water concoction right over to our bucket and add that in there. And we'll take the big spoon and stir that up. And it's a little sudsy in there, that's fine. We need to add 10 more cups of hot water. So we have 10 more cups of hot water into our bucket of borax, washing soda, and our Snap the concoction. So we're going to stir this up one last time. As you can see right now, this is a liquid, but tomorrow morning when we portion this into our containers, it's going to be like a gel. So it's kind of like a cool little science experiment. Okay. So we're going to put our lid on that. The holes in the bucket are not necessary. This used to be a lid for a fishing bucket. So, and I put this, and I put my bucket into our laundry room with the door closed so our cats and dog don't mess with it. And we let that sit overnight. Oh, hey, there he is. Hey there. I don't think so. So we'll let this sit tonight. Tomorrow morning I'll show you what it looks like, and I'll show you how I portion it up into our gallon containers. Alright, good morning. This is what we have today after our soap has sat overnight. You can see it is definitely a gel. It's actually pretty solid. And what we're going to do now, what I've found to be the easiest way to get this into our containers is to start out with a potato masher, because this is really quite thick, and trying to get it into the top of one of these containers while leaving it in large chunks like that is going to be pretty difficult. So I mash it up pretty well so that the chunks are decently sized and can run through a funnel about this size without getting stuck. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to go ahead and mash this up, and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, so I have this all mashed up with the potato masher. It only took a couple minutes to get it to the consistency I was looking for. And now I'm going to take a soup ladle and just start spooning this into my containers. So by the time I get all of this spooned into my containers, they should be about halfway full, each one. Alright, so I just finished portioning up the soap into my 2 containers. In my bucket, I'm just going to rinse out and use that for next time. And as you can see, it's a little bit more than halfway full, but that's fine. There's just one last step for our finished soap, and that only takes a couple seconds. We're going to put some hot water on the tap. We're going to fill the rest of this up with hot water, and then we're just going to shake it. If you use cold water, it doesn't break up the chunks as nicely. When we use hot water, it all becomes like one consistent type of gel. I put this on nice and tight. When I shake it, I hold down the cap. I don't think I can do this one-handed. So let's give it a shot. There. Okay. Alright, so after I shook them up a bit, here's our finished product. And the other one looks a little darker just because of the light. These are free of any added scents or dyes, but if you're more comfortable with a scented laundry soap, you can add a couple drops of essential oils in before you let it sit overnight. Otherwise, this is the finished product, and this will last our family maybe a month or two with our 4-month-old son and cloth diapers. When it was just my fiance and I, it would last us 6 months. So it's definitely a cost-effective option for those that have the time to do it, and I hope that this helped out clear up some questions for those of you that are willing to try it. If you have any other questions, go ahead and send me a comment and I'll try to answer them for you.